yet another provocative statement here that's coming from Pakistan in reiterating that there is no strong evidence against 26/11 Mumbai attack mastermind Hafiz Saeed. In an exclusive interview here to NewsX, the Pakistan High Commissioner to India, Mr. Abdul Basit, has stated that Hafiz is under house arrest and that Pakistan will take action, though only if at all, strong evidence comes up. Take a listen in how he justifies this.
Well, first of all, I totally agree with you. And Pakistan's position has always been that nothing can justify terrorism. And we condemn it, in all its forms and manifestations. Now, regarding the Mumbai attack trial, I can tell you that Pakistan is very, very serious to take this whole trial to its logical conclusion. But in order to do that, I think both Pakistan and India need to cooperate with each other. And we must retain that spirit of cooperation, whether it is Mumbai or you mentioned Pathankot. So we all understand that. But in order to move forward, you would agree with me that there's a requirement of cooperation between our two countries. We need to talk to each other. We need to, but on Mumbai, I can tell you that the two governments are in touch with each other, and there has been exchange of communications between our two countries, and we are working on that. But at the end of the day, my humble suggestion to my Indian friends would be that let's not, preempt the code. Let's wait and see how this whole trial goes forward.
The Indian authorities say, when you say spirit of cooperation, the Indian authorities say that 90% of the evidence on Mumbai attacks lie within Pakistan. Pakistan keeps seeking evidence from India. But if there is a sincere and honest investigation that is carried within Pakistan, it would only be a matter of days that the guilty could be brought to book.
No, I don't think so, because you would appreciate that the crime was committed in India, whereas the trial is underway in Pakistan.
But planned in Pakistan.
But it all adds complexity, to the whole thing. It's not as simple as one may wish to think. So it's a complex case, and we do need cooperation. And unless we have some, full cooperation from the Indian side, I doubt how we can move forward.
What do you mean by cooperation?
It took 4 years for our judicial commission to visit India post Mumbai attack. Then we need witnesses in India to appear in our court, before the court, for cross-examination and so on and so forth. Then there was, some material evidence is required, which needs to be produced before the court as well.
What about evidence against Hafiz Saeed? That has been provided.
No, Hafiz Saeed.
There are dossiers after dossiers that have been given to
No,
Pakistan.
Hafiz Saeed is not being tried on Mumbai. As far as Hafiz Saeed is concerned, you know that we have put him under house arrest, and that is in pursuance of our National Action Plan, which is being implemented across the country and across the board. And if there is any solid evidence against him, obviously he cannot also escape the law of the land.
Well, Lashkar-e-Taiba was the outfit that carried out the 26/11 attacks. The Lashkar-e-Taiba, now Jamaat-ud-Dawa, is headed by Hafiz Saeed. So how can you say that?
So first of all, I would not like to jump the gun. Let the court decide as to whether or not those 7 accused and are being tried, they are guilty of that particular attack. No, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, Fly-e-Insaniyat Foundation, all these organizations are under observation, and if we find any evidence, as I said earlier, the law of the land will move against them. As for Hafiz Saeed, may I also add here, look, that we all know that what India's position is. But at the same time, we need hard evidence against him. We arrested him, put him under house arrest in the past as well, but court could not find that evidence strong enough, and he was freed by the court. So we would hope that if there is any evidence, that would be shared with us in order to strengthen our hands.
Why is he under house arrest now and on that list on the entry ban list or exit ban list?
So as I said, we are, this is pursuant to our national action plan, which is now being implemented across the board.
This, of course, has evoked strong reaction, especially those who witnessed the 26/11 attacks, the victims as well. The youngest witness has spoken to us, Devika, speaking to our correspondent there, Faizan Khan, the ordeal, the aftermath of the attack, and, of course, saying it's appalling that Pakistan continues to say that there is lack of evidence of their involvement.
सुन के खुनस तो बहुत आती है और एविडेंस कितने बार दे चुके, आपको क्या एविडेंस चाहिए? मैं सबूत हूँ, मुझे गोली लगी है 26/11 में, कितने जन सबूत है उन्हें गोली लगी और मैंने तो कसब को देखा भी था। आज मैं जानती हूँ तकलीफें क्या हुई, आपको क्या सबूत चाहिए और बताइए, कितना सबूत हम बार बार आपको देंगे? मैं तो हिंदुस्तान को यही बोलना चाहती हूँ, अपने ऐसे हाफिज सईद को फांसी की सजा देना चाहिए, पाकिस्तान में घुस के ऐसे आतंकवादी को मारना चाहिए।
Even terrorists caught in India, at times they go scot-free without any evidence. But in case of Pakistan, in matter concerning terrorism, what kind of white lie they serve is widely known. This denial is a kind of denial they used to give for Osama bin Laden.
Unfortunately, that is why the democracy has never matured in Pakistan. The way the Pakistani army has got this upper hand in deciding the issues vis-a-vis India, that is creating the problems in Pakistan.
Well, that's a very long-standing story. Pakistan will not accept any amount of evidence you produce. So that's really no surprise. Mr. Basit that has been the consistent line of other Pak High Commissioners also. So that's nothing to be surprised at. As far as we are concerned, both these people are terrorists, and we will deal with them accordingly if we get our hands on them. No, you don't deal with a neighbor. You keep on talking to your neighbor on multiple channels. In the meanwhile, you go ahead and eliminate the terrorists that you know exist. If you get your hands on them, if India gets their hands on these terrorists, whom we know to be terrorists, whether other people accept it or not, we will eliminate them. Meanwhile, talks on various channels can continue. That doesn't make much of a difference.